Lionel Messi is widely regarded as the greatest footballer of all time. 8 Ballon d'Or, a FIFA World Cup trophy, hundreds of millions of followers on Instagram, a true global icon whose jersey is one of the most coveted pieces of sports memorabilia on the planet. And yet, his signed Argentina jersey is getting absolutely smoked by Park Jimin's halftime shirt, which, by the way, was shown for all but 7 seconds on screen. As of publication, Jimin's white and red jersey from BTS's historic FIFA World Cup 2026 final halftime show sits at approximately 15,000 after dozens of bids, while Messi's signed Argentina jersey trails at around 6 grand. That's not just winning, that's winning twice over. But before football fans start warming up in the comments, this is not about who's the bigger legend. It's about demand. And if this auction proves anything, it's that the demand for Park Jimin has become one of the most powerful commercial forces in entertainment today. Now, before we continue, no, Jimin isn't getting the money. Neither is Messi. BTS donated both their performance fee and personal memorabilia for one goal, an auction to benefit the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund, which supports education and football opportunities for children in underserved communities around the world. So, yes, Army is currently trying to bankrupt itself, but hey, it's for a cause. Alongside Jimin's jersey, each BTS member donated a personal item for the halftime show. And none of it I can afford. There is no doubt that all other pieces will continue to attract competitive bids as the auction heads toward its July 29 closing date. Owning a piece of BTS history was already tempting. Owning a piece of BTS history and FIFA history while helping send children to school, that's a dangerous combination for any fan with a credit card. Let's establish something. This is not a one time thing. Before partnering with Jimin, Korean hair care brand Lador already had excellent products and polished branding. What it lacked was something every beauty company wants and very few achieve: a meaningful presence in the United States. Breaking into the American retail is not easy. Tens of thousands of brands and products compete every year for limited shelf space at major retailers like Ulta Beauty and Sephora. Buyers aren't just evaluating quality, they're asking for proof that they can generate enough demand to justify replacing something that's already selling. Lador answered that question with 2 words: Park Jimin. And Ulta Beauty opened both its doors and windows. And just like that, one of Korea's fastest growing premium hair care brands were introduced to American consumers. That should have solved the problem. Instead, it created another one. Products kept on selling out. Last month, Lador revealed that the revenue for its perfume hair care line increased approximately 500% following Jimin's appointment as global ambassador. The biggest star, the product that they created inspired by Jimin, perfume hair oil Angel Muget. The fragrance was inspired by the scent of Lily of the Valley to evoke a clean, soft, and refined atmosphere, qualities that many fans already associated with Jimin himself. Less than a month since its release, it overtook Osmanthus, previously Lador's undisputed best-selling fragrance, and reached the number one spot across all categories on both Korea's Olive Young and global Olive Young online platforms. Then came Osaka. During the Weekend Korea Apple Festival, Lador prominently featured visuals of Jimin throughout its booth. So, visitors stopped. Since they were already in the booth, they sampled the products. And by noon, Angel Muget had completely sold out. And once Angel Muget disappeared, customers simply started buying everything else. Most brands dream of selling out. Lador is probably dreaming about staying in stock. Luxury fashion has traditionally been driven by women. Depending on the category, women typically account for roughly 70% of luxury fashion purchases. Luxury houses still derive most of their revenue from women's ready to wear handbags, shoes, jewelry, and beauty, even as menswear has grown rapidly in recent years. And that makes Jimin's numbers even more absurd. Last year, with a single post on Instagram, Jimin generated more than 35 million in media impact value during Women's Fashion Week. During the most recent Men's Paris Fashion Week, no celebrity generated more engagement for a fashion luxury brand than Park Jimin. The guy has no TikTok account, no YouTube channel, at least none that we know of, and his Instagram comment section is closed. But none of it mattered. His 2D or Instagram posts generated more than 7.9 million and 7 million likes, respectively, outperforming everyone else through Fashion Week. When Jimin attended Tiffany & Co.'s New York flagship reopening, the event drew the largest crowd the company had ever experienced. The queue went up all the way to Central Park. Months earlier, Dior witnessed a similar scene in Paris as thousands of fans packed the streets hoping to catch a glimpse of Park Jimin. Dior itself posted him so many times across its global and regional accounts after Jimin wore a costume Dior for their Paris stop. Dior was voting so much, armies were starting to get worried the brand was more obsessed with Jimin than they were. However, none of this exists without music. Jimin's debut solo album Face, which he co-produced and co-wrote, made history when Like Crazy became the first non-English song by a solo artist to debut at #1 on Billboard Hot 100 and only the second Asian song by a solo artist overall. He followed it with Muse, another album he co-wrote and co-produced. Its title track, Who, became the longest charting solo song by an Asian act in Billboard Hot 100 history. And more than 2 years after its release, the song is still charting globally on Spotify. It's currently at 160. That's extraordinarily rare in today's streaming environment where songs often disappear from the daily charts within weeks. The music came first, and everything else followed. So should anyone really be surprised? A 15 grand jersey sounds outrageous until you remember who's wearing it. This is the same artist whose songs broke Billboard records all on his own, the same ambassador who turns luxury campaigns into global events. The same celebrity who helped transform a Korean hair care brand into one of the hottest names in beauty retail in the US. The same performer whose merchandise routinely sell out almost as quickly as it is released. The auction did not suddenly create Jimin's value. It simply revealed what the market already believed. Apparently, that belief is currently worth about 15,000 US dollars and counting. The best part is that every new bid doesn't just make auction history. It helps fund education and football opportunities for children around the world. And since Jimin is a regular donor to schools and has more than a few scholars of his own, I'd say that makes this jersey exactly where it belongs. Owning a piece of Jimin and FIFA history is pretty incredible. Helping send kids to school while doing it, that's a win everybody can cheer for. These strongest brands aren't built overnight. They evolve. They grow alongside their audience. They earn trust, one interaction, one product, one experience at a time, until demand becomes almost instinctive. And that's exactly what Park Jimin has done. And that's what makes Jimin's brand so powerful. He doesn't seem to be trying to build one. What he seems to be focused on is refinement. Jimin doesn't overwhelm the public with constant visibility. He leaves an impression because every appearance feels consequential. Over the years, he has stripped away everything unnecessary until what remains feels almost impossibly precise. His performances, his interviews, even his public appearances carry a calm discernment. He doesn't seem interested in saying or doing more than what is necessary. He simply tries to make every moment count. Ask Jimin what occupies his mind, and the answer is almost always the same. The music, the performance, becoming better than he was yesterday. He has spoken repeatedly about wanting to improve, to show a better version of himself on stage, to write, and compose better to leave audiences with something memorable. The brand, the headlines, the luxury campaigns are more like consequences than objectives. That focus shows in the smallest details. Compare the Jimin who debuted 13 years ago, an energetic young performer constantly eager and looking for ways to support the team, to do what fans would like, to the artist that he is today. The warmth and focus are still there, but it has been refined by certainty. He speaks with fewer words, yet somehow says more. His interviews are concise without feeling rehearsed. He rarely wanders off topic. Every answer feels considered. The same precision appears on stage. Jimin performs as though every square foot of that venue matters. He doesn't simply dance the choreography. He inhabits the entire stage, making sure every section of that audience feels seen. Nothing appears accidental. Even away from performances, that discernment remains. During Fashion Week, for example, he skipped the after party, choosing instead to spend the evening quietly with his fellow BTS member J Hope before taking the time to greet fans who had waited outside. When he wants to share something as personal as how he decided on his outfit or how he came up with the theme of a song, he often chooses to tell fans first rather than making it a media event. None of these moments is extraordinary on its own, but together they reveal a pattern. Jimin doesn't appear interested in maximizing attention. He seems interested in maximizing meaning. Perhaps that's why fans never seem satisfied. They're not being flooded with constant updates or carefully manufactured moments. Instead, they receive relatively little, but what they do receive feels deliberate, personal, and worth revisiting. Every appearance carries weight because it isn't treated as disposable. Jimin has mastered the art of refinement. Years of sharpening his craft until precision became second nature and discernment became part of how he moves through the world. Hello, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have anything to add, any questions, or if you want me to expand the topic, or if there's any topic that you want me to cover, just leave me a note in the comment section or get in touch with me. I'm always open to new topics. But I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did making it. So please visit the online magazine asianentertainmentandculture.com, asianentertainmentandculture.com. We're trying to boost it to become, for it to so that we can help more Asian artists and Asian art gain more audience in the West. You can also contribute to help the channel or the online magazine. The QR code should be on your screen right now. But if you want news type like tidbits, I do short form content on TikTok, IG, YouTube Shorts, X, Facebook. So follow me there as well. But if you want access to my members only live stream, I do that once a week. Then please go ahead and subscribe to Patreon or YouTube. That's it. Thank you so much. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button. But the most important thing is for you to share the video to as many people as you can, because that's going to push the algorithm to recommend us. Thank you so much. Till next time.